okay. Learn objective, please write the short date as well. Short date and learn objective, and then we'll get started. Okay. So, as the learning objective suggests, okay, we're multiplying decimals. Okay. So, let's just start with what is 0.5 times 0.3. I'm going to go straight in with that one. Write down an answer somewhere. Write down an answer. Okay. Right. So the answer to this one, and I did this with the year 7s the other day, and pretty much all got them wrong. So this was the answer is 0.15. And I just need to explain why that is, that when we are multiplying decimals, that is the case, okay? So what we do is we ignore the decimal point first of all. So that leaves me with 5 times 3. Now 5 times 3 is 15. Then what I need to do, I go back to my original question and I look at both numbers and I add up how many numbers are off the decimal point in the question. So it's one number after the decimal point there, another one there, so there's 2. There are 2 numbers after the decimal point of the question, so there needs to be 2 numbers after the decimal point in the answer. Okay, so what would be 6 times 0.2? Okay, see if we can work that one out a bit quickly. Okay, so I know that 6 times 2, I'm going to ignore the decimal point, is 12. So I'm just going to write my 12 in there. Now I'm going to see, are there any numbers after the decimal point there? No. Are there 1? So in total, there's 1 number after the decimal point in the question. You get 1 number off one number off the decimal point in the answer to the right of the decimal point. Okay. What about this? 1.2 times 0.3. Okay, so first thing underneath I'm going to just write 12 times 3. I've got rid of the decimal point. 12 3 is 12, 24 is 36. I'm going to go here. Do I have it? How many numbers after the decimal point in the question? 1, 2. Okay, so that means I need 2 in the answer. So it becomes 0.36. I've got 2 numbers after the decimal point in the answer. Okay, let's have a look at this one. Let's go with 0.3 times 0.3. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the decimals. 3 times 3 is 9, equals 9. Now this is a bit trickier, this one. So there are 2 numbers after the decimal point in the question. So I need to put 2 numbers after the decimal point of the answer. And I need to put it before the 9, okay? So this one becomes 0.09. So I've got 2 numbers after the decimal point, okay? Let me just go through that bit again, okay? So I know 3 times 3 is 9, okay? I can't do it like this. I can't do 0.090 because that is actually not worth anything, that 0, okay? There's no hundredths. I need to 0. And if I need 2 numbers after the decimal point, it's 0.9. 2 numbers after the decimal point, okay? So just be careful with that. Right, have a go at these, okay? Confident you can do these. If you can't do them, just come back and watch this video again. Watch this part of the video, okay? Right, pause the video, off you go. And yeah, and then we'll have a little look at them. Right, okay, let's have a little look through. Okay, so again, I've got, I think it's what we did earlier. Yeah, there, so I do 3 times 5 is 15. There's 2 numbers after the decimal point in the question. There needs to be 2 in the answer. Okay. Again, I've got 12 times 2 which is 24. 2 numbers after the decimal point of the question, 2 in the answer, 0.24, 2 in the answer. Okay. 4 times 0.04, so that's 4 times 4 is 16. So I've got 16 here, 2 numbers after the decimal point in total, so I need 2 numbers there. 2 times 4 is 8. So this is the trickier one, isn't it? 8, but I've got 2 numbers after the decimal point of the question, so I need to put 2 numbers after the decimal point of the answer. So it was 0.08, 2 numbers after the decimal point. Okay, oh, it's pretty much the same on there. Okay, so 11 times 5 is 55. 2 numbers after the decimal point of the question, 2 in the answer. Okay. Right, so hopefully we can use that now to do some harder ones. Okay, use that to do some harder ones. Before we do that though, okay, let's have a reminder how we're fine multiplying. Okay, I know we can all do this. So say for example you've got 125 times 3 and you want to do a written method. We do 125 times 3 and we do that. 5 3s are 15, 5 carry the 1. 2 times 3 is 6 and 1 is 7. 1 times 3 is 3. So we would do it like that, okay, our written method. Some of us still make a few mistakes when we are dealing with these when multiplying 2-digit by 2-digit or 3-digit by 2-digit. So say for example I've got 45 times, let's go with 30, okay. So I'm going to write it out, 45 times 13 in my column method. Now remember, I have to do these units first, okay, the 3 first. So ignore the 1 initially, okay. So 3 times 5 is 15, 5 carry the 1. 3 times 4 is 12 and 1 is 13. So I've dealt with that one there, okay. So now I have to deal with this 1, okay, and this 1, the value of the 1 is 10, isn't it? Okay, and that has a 0 on the end. So when I deal with this, remember I have to do the most important thing in the world. Okay, remember when we did this, you can put a smiley face in. Anything that reminds you, you have to put the place finder. It's called the place finder in. Okay, because if you don't, okay, you're going to get it very wrong. Okay. Remember, if you forget that, we talked about it, didn't we? That sort of, meteors hit the earth, earthquakes happen, all that sort of stuff. So 1 times 5 is 5. Then we do the same thing. We just go from here to the unit there, 5, and then 1 times 4 is 4. And then we keep them all in line so we can add them up at the end, okay? So it becomes 585. I'm going to show you one more, okay, and then you do in your own, okay? One more and then you do in your own. So let's go with 253 times 23. Okay, so I'm going to put the biggest number on the top, times 23. Okay, do my line, so I'm going to concentrate on the 3 first. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 5, 15, 5 carry the 1. Okay, because I'm still writing 15 with the 1 underneath. 2 times 3 is 6 and 1 is 7. I'm going to rub that out. Now remember, this is 23 and 20 has a 0. So I have to do the most important thing in the world. Okay, put in the place finder. Okay, so then I've got using this, I'll put that in. So now I'm going to just carry on. So well, 2 times 3 is 6. 2 times 5 is 10, not carry the 1. 2 times 2 is 4 and 1 is 5. And then I would add them together. Okay, so then we've got 9, then we've got 1, carry the 1, carry the 1, 8, 5. Okay, so can you please have a go at these 2 questions? Can you have a go at these 2 questions, please? Okay, pause the video while you have a go with those. Okay, while you're doing that, okay, and then we will quickly, then I'm going to give you the answers. Okay, pause the video and press play when you're done. Right, so what you should have for this one, and if you haven't, I want you to go back and do it again, please. Okay, and check where you've gone wrong. I would say just start it again if you didn't get that as your answer. Same with this one, please. Okay, you should have had for this one 8125. Okay, if you didn't, go back and do it again until you get it, because you need to be able to do this method. Okay, right, so that brings us then to really the whole point of this lesson, where we're sort of putting them together, aren't we? We're going to put them together. Okay, so you can do some fairly tricky looking questions, such as so you can have 31.4 times 0.23. So if you're given that sort of question, you're going to be thinking initially, goodness me, that's going to be incredibly hard. But actually, first thing we do, we ignore the decimal points, okay? So we do 314, and we times that by 23. So we're ignoring the decimal place, okay, the decimal point, leaving us with 314 times. And we're going to do the same method. 3 times 4 is 12, 2 carry the 1. 3 times 1 is 3, and 1 is 4. I'll rub that out. 3 times 3 is 9, okay? And then, because the 2 is worth 20, the most important thing in the world, okay? 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6, okay? Then we add them up. 2, 2 carry the 1, 9, 10, 11, and 1 is 12. So 7222. So we've got 7222, okay? So that equals, so we can put that there, 7222. But remember what we learned earlier on, okay? And this is where we're putting it all together, aren't we? So we look at, where do we put the decimal point? So I'm looking at the question, there's one number off the decimal point there. There's 2 in the other part of the question there. So in total, there's 1, 2, 3 numbers off the decimal point. Therefore, I need 3 numbers off the decimal point here. So the answer is 7.222. Okay. So it's really, you know, it is something we really need to be able to do, is multiply decimals. Okay. Have a go at these, please. Have a go at these. There's 3 to do here, and then I would like us to get a fair bit of stuff done on the portal today, because I'm going to keep the video fairly short and we can do some other stuff on the portal. Okay, so pause the video, have a go at those, please. Pause the video, have a go at those. Press play when you're done. Right, okay, so these are the answers you should have, okay? For this one, it should be 1.012. For this one, you should have 6.11. And for this one, you should have 2, okay, 2.7, sorry, I can't read my own writing, 096. Let me just check that a second on a calculator. Oh, in fact, that should be a 1. Okay, definitely couldn't read my own writing, so that should be a 1. Apologies. So, if you got 2 of those right, okay, you're nearly there. If you got 1 of them right, I need you to go back and do them again, please. Okay, do them again until you get them right, because we have to be able to use this method. Okay, because we'll be applying it to the work later on. Okay. Right, that'll do us on our video. Okay, so can we now go back to the portal, please, and have a go at some of the other work that's been set. All right, and I'll see you on Thursday. Bye.